The word's getting out.
Hey family, welcome to the channel. Um, just want to make sure that everyone is able to hear me. Okay. Just want to make sure that everyone is able to hear me. If you're in the chat and you are able to hear me, give me a thumbs up or let me know you're able to hear me, and I am going to begin to share the screen. I apologize for the late live. There's so much going on right now. I was supposed to do this a couple days ago. So I'm gonna give it about a minute more, and then I will begin to share the screen. This live is gonna be based off the Maleah Davis case, 4-year-old that became missing while with the father. Okay, we're gonna look into the articles and I'm gonna debunk every last one of them. Also, it's important if we share the videos. If anyone think they may have seen her or anything of that nature, please be sure to contact local authority or Houston PD. I have Houston PD number in the description box. Matter of fact, let me make sure it's in there, and we will get started. I was gonna put together. Actually, I started to put together a series of videos. I did one, and then I stopped at that because I wanted to do this live. I wanted to make sure that I wanted to do it live for several reasons. I wanted to have an open panel. I want to talk about the red flags. So I'm going to give a briefing, a little summary. If you are not up to date with the story, or if you haven't heard of the story, I am going to give a briefing. If I'm echoing, family, let me know. So I'm going to give a briefing first, and then we're going to do some debunking. All right, so I'm going to share I'm going to start sharing the screen now. All right, then. Let's present that to everybody. Excuse my voice is a little cracky. Okay, so I first started off just at the very beginning of with this video here. Let's see. I have a lot to say. Welcome, family. This is an open panel. If you wanna come on at any time, let us know in the chat and um, leave your email in the chat, and I will get y'all in here. So this is the first video here. Let me see. It is titled "Maleah Davis is Missing." Share, share, share. Hey MC, how are you? Okay, let me pause that. All right. Oh, my back. Okay, so the young lady, her name is Maleah Davis, and she's been missing since Saturday. Now, I first shared this video again. It's called Maleah Davis is Missing. If you're in the chat, I encourage everyone to kind of share it as coming in. And if you see some of the family members coming in, just maybe comment, share. So here's the information. If anyone think they have saw her or have an idea, maybe her whereabouts or any information on the Maleahs on her whereabouts, contact your local authorities and or contact HPD Houston Police Department Homicide at 713-308-30600 or the Crime Stop. All right. So I want to make sure, let me get this in the description box of this live. And we are going to get started. I have a bunch to say. I was going to be live with my sister, my wife, and whomever else, but I couldn't wait no longer. I wasn't going to prolong it any longer because it's at this point the father is considered a suspect. So let me get this in here. Give me a moment, yeah. I haven't been live for about a month. Okay. Let's copy this. Boom. Boom shakalaka. Boom shakalaka. All right, so the basic of this case is that the little girl, she's 4 years old. Her name is Maleah Davis. She was with her stepfather and her 1-year-old brother. They were traveling to go pick up the mother at the airport. They never made it. In fact, the father, I'm going to pull up the article, and we're going to go play by play, and we're just going to debunk the crap out of it because, folks, a lot of people are saying that the father is a person of interest, but in my mind, the father, the mother, the sister, they all are. So let me put this, see where I'm at. Okay, same thing. Let me get it in there. Family, don't be scared to, comment. Don't be afraid to, give your opinion because there's no right or wrong opinion in this case. This case is still open. And I'm gonna be live for a while. I'm in Phoenix, so I'm in Mountain Time. It's 12:19. It's late, So I'm gonna be live probably until like the early morning. For some reason, I'm not able to get to it right now. So this is the first video. Okay. Now, when the mother, in this video, let me pause this. In this video, is the one of the first press conferences. Now think about it, family. There are so many cases of missing. Hold on, let me get this stopped again so I can skip it. Give me a moment. Pause that thing. Okay. Now, there's so many missing reports and things of that sort that does not make news coverage. This case did. It's a reason why it did. Now, pause this. Now, when a mother spoke, she didn't say much. Now, I'm not a parent at all, and there's no uh book on how to be a parent, or there's no book on how to, get through a situation similar to this. But what I do know is that if I'm getting national coverage, I'm going to say a lot. I'm not going to sit there and cry when there's no tears coming out and say very little. What the mother said, we it was basic stuff. It was things that we already know, things that had already been in an article. So this article in specific, I read or whatever, but I just want to share with you all first for the people that don't. In fact, we're gonna do it like this because I already had this open. Okay, let's go to more videos. Again, fam, I've done a couple videos of these articles. And I was talking my butt off, and some told me, I'm gonna do a live open panel. Okay, so as of 9 hours ago, it says Maleah Davis missing, car reported stolen in case of the missing Texas. All right, so I'm gonna get to one of the very first articles that come out, and we're just gonna go. We're gonna touch on a couple things. Okay, so it's Altima. Okay, blah blah blah. All right, let me see something for a moment. Hey, Black Snowflake, welcome, 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 welcome. You should have you definitely should be wrenched up. I just wrenched you up, Black Snowflake. All right, so the first article I'm gonna debunk the crap out of is, let me see, I have it on my phone. All right, okay. Now, this young girl and two of her siblings was taken out of the home in August of 2018. Okay, and then they were let back in the house like 6 months later. That's the very first red flag for me. Just that alone gives made me feel as if the mother, the grandmother, whoever was around this young lady, helped raising her. I'm sorry, this little girl. They're suspects until proven innocent. Period. Point blank. Okay, so we're gonna mother 4-year-old. This little girl is so beautiful. And let me understand this. Like, there's people like me who wants kids that don't have kids yet. Um, and then there's people that have kids and they're abusing their kids. Like, that kind of shit disgusts me. Kids are the most innocent little things in the world. Okay. Um, and for her to be getting abused, that don't sit well with me at all. At all. So let me find the right article. We're gonna get right into that. Family in the chat, share this, share it on Facebook, share it on Instagram, share it to some of y'all family members in Messenger, share this video. Because what it does is help give more awareness to the case. Okay, David denies. Abused. Y'all bear with me. Bear with me. Okay, and let me make sure I'm pulling up the right article. Now, this is the first article that I had came across. I didn't know much about this case at all, but it was so many dents. It's just ridiculous. What is a head injuries? Okay, y'all, I'm in a complete dark and it's hard for me to see. So that's why I was typing slow. Okay, I'm able to see the chat. Yada yada yada. No problem. No problem, Black Snowflake. You one of the realists. Okay, so one of the first articles y'all I read or bumped into was this one here, okay? So let's go into here. All right, so it reads the mother of the missing 4-year-old Maleah Davis denies the girl was abused and describes her head injury. Y'all, if I'm too low or anything like that, please let me know. Take a good look at the picture. Get a good look at her pictures. Also, would be all over my social media pages, and also in the thumbnail of the videos. Again, for the family that's coming in, if you guys think that you guys have any kind of information, I don't care if it's big, it's small, if you guys are doubting it or not, please contact the local authorities and our Houston PD. Okay. So it reads the mother of the missing. Let me see. I want to make this as big as possible. So um okay, let's make it a little bigger. Actually that's pretty big, but we'll make it a little bigger, y'all. So it reads the mother of a missing Houston girl has denied the allegations that the child had been abused at home. Again, the mother of the missing Houston girl has denied allegations that the child had been abused at home. That's false. It's false. It's a red flag. It's not true. It's cap. I could go on and on and on. Let me tell you why. How do you deny it? CPS took the baby girl out of the home. Not only did they take her off the home, they took her two brothers as well. So you're basically calling the facts like come on, think about it. So just reading this first sentence, that tells me that the mother word I can't take her at face value. Period. It tells me that she's a liar. She's not a woman that's honest. You know, her word isn't her bonds. Understand that Maleah, she's the only victim. Them two boys, which is Maleah brothers, those are the only victims. There's no more victims but them three. The mom, the dad, those aren't victims. Let me pause this. Hold on, y'all. Let me pause this up over here. Okay, boom. So yeah, can't believe the mama off rip. So moving forward, okay, the mother of a missing Houston girl has denied allegations that the child had been abused at home and says the head injury that led to those allegations were discovered only after a series of hospital visits. But you're saying that to say what? Move forward. Maleah Davis 4 and her two brothers. Now we know Maleah's 4. We know one of her brothers is 1. But what I haven't came across of is how old the second brother is. What I do know is that he's older than Maleah. And I do know that he wasn't with them the night that the stepfather Maleah and the 1-year-old was going to go get the mother from the airport. This is when Maleah became missing. And for me, that's another red flag because He's able to speak. You know what I'm saying? He's able to get on the stand. He's able to talk to police and tell the truth, tell the facts. And for me, that's why I believe he wasn't around. We have to find out where he was. Okay, so moving forward, Maleah and her two brothers were removed from their home and placed with a relative last year after allegations of abuse. Now, when this occurred, it's only allegations. They have you have to get it convicted for it to be any more than that. Now, I feel as if Child Protective Service failed these kids. I'm gonna tell you more about that um, deeper into the article. The Texas Department of the Family and Protection Service told CNN a judge ordered that they return home in February and called for Child Protective Services to visit the home at least once a month. Okay, boom. So they were taken out the home in August of 27 and then they were able to go back home to the mom and dad in February. So let's count. August, September, October, November, December, February. 6 months is not enough time for a, an abuser to change. It's not enough time. So they failed them kids in that way. Not only that, they failed them by the month to month checkup. Let me explain why. It's so much that can happen in 1 month. Say there's bruises. Bruises can heal in a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. You know what I mean? Let's say that if there's injuries, those kind of things can um not only can they cover it up with makeup, it can heal. So the state failed these kids. So somewhere along this case, the state has to be held accountable. Is Hey Corey, welcome. Yes, this case is very strange. Right, it's very similar to that. A whole lot can happen in a month. Too much. So they failed them. Okay, they should have never been able to return. Let me explain something and share something with you all. I know a family member that had accidentally hit their she was 5 or 6 at the time. She's combing her hair, doing her hair with a brush. We all know how kids move around. And boom, she pops her. This is a true story, family. Pop her child in mouth. Child started leaking. Cops were called. They took that baby out the home immediately. Okay, and they also arrested the mother immediately. Now the mother wrote a note and said, "Hey, I want my child to be with my parents." Well, a week after that, they go and they take the child away from the parents for personal reasons. For example, when the husband had or the grandfather had a felony. Now, when they took the child out the home that second time, it was months before the mother knew where her daughter was. And the mother had to go through several procedures. It took the mother over, I'm sorry, y'all, it took the mother a year and a half to 2 years to get her daughter back, period. And that's not even a long enough time. Okay, no cap. So moving forward, fam. I'm sorry, y'all, for the family that's coming in. Um, if you guys can share this video, share it, share it, share it, share it. Let's do you know, our job as citizens and help get these kids home safe, or worst case scenario, help find these kids. I'm sorry, I'm saying kids. This young girl's body. Okay, so Maleah has been, and by the way, Maleah is a very beautiful name. It's unique. I love the name. Maleah has been missing since late last week, and now when I say late last week, it was Saturday, which was a day before Cinco de Mayo. Okay, according to her stepfather, Darian Vance, he has a 1 year old son, and Maleah, where he his 1 year old son and Maleah was abducted on the side of the road Friday night in Houston area by an Hispanic male, by a couple of Hispanic males who knocked him unconscious. All right, in this moment, y'all, I'm starting to feel like I'm reading a book of a Lifetime movie. I ain't gonna cat, like I'm not trying to be funny. I'm just stating that, you know what I'm saying, my opinion. Also, family, don't be afraid to write your opinions in the comments. If anybody want to join this panel with me, let me know. Throw y'all email up in here, and I get y'all up here. So, am I echoing, fam? If I'm echoing, y'all, put a one in the chat. If I am echoing, put a one in the chat. Move forward. When he finally woke, and when they say he, talking about the stepfather, when he finally awoke, it was Saturday evening. Vince told detectives he was on the side of the road with his son, and Maleah was gone. Who leaves? Who leaves a grown man with a 1 year old? Okay, the 1 year old really can't talk, probably can't walk really, crawling. But who leave? That's leaving witnesses. People don't do that nowadays. And honestly, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. The fact that he's saying the father is saying Hispanic at 1 day before Cinco de Mayo, that's a red flag. Why? Just because when you're sitting answering these questions for detectives, sometimes it's just things that's coming to your mind. When you're lying, it's certain things come to your mind. And if Cinco de Mayo was the next day, Hispanic, that's it's just easy to come up with. That's just my opinion. That's right. Prayers are needed. And also, let's share this thing, y'all. Now, okay, so when he finally awoke Saturday evening, Vince told a detective he was on the side of the road with his son and Maleah was gone. Another red flag is, why would they leave the 1 year old son? Let's say that she got abducted to get raped or human trafficking or this or that. Listen, there's no reason to leave behind the 1 year old son. There's no reason to leave him behind. They're gonna take him too and abuse him, and they're going to kill the stepfather. Period. Why would they leave witnesses? That doesn't make any sense to me. My second my One of my questions would be, when they say that he was left on the side of the road, was it a highway, a freeway? What was it? Maybe we can find out, for a little further down the article. So, okay, in an interview Tuesday with CNN, Maleah's mother, Brittany Bowen, said Vince's story doesn't make sense. So, boom, this is one of the biggest red flags. Because, lady, let me tell you something, Brittany. This is the first time we hearing of you, and you don't make no sense. Because if they're on their way to go get you, and you ain't heard from your 4 year old daughter or your 1 year old son in 24 hours, and you ain't picked the phone up and called the police, or you ain't gotten your car or a car and went down to your local authority, lady, you ain't got no, you don't have a pot to piss in. You don't. You don't have a pot to piss in. So, Brittany Bowens, you and Vince are suspects. Okay, no cap. Okay. And then another thing, for her to say that, Are you also alleging that he's the one that is abusing these kids? Is he's the reason why the kids were taken out the home because he was being abusive? Or are you just trying to save your own ass? Again, there's no victims. The only victims is these kids. Period. No cap. So move forward, fam. Bowens also addressed Maleah's head injury. Now, a head injury that ain't nothing, especially in a head injury on a 4 year old. That's serious. A head injury on any human being, even an animal, is that's a very serious injury. Okay, so Bowens also addressed Maleah's head injury. Houston Police Sergeant Mark has said Maleah had had multiple, not one, y'all, not two, but multiple brain surgeries, including one in the recent months. This is another red flag. If my child then had multiple brain surgeries and then one in the recent month, I'm not traveling nowhere. Talking about Brittany Bowens, the mama. I'm not traveling nowhere. I ain't going nowhere without my baby. Period. I'm not going anywhere until my baby is healed. And even then, that is a huge red flag. I don't give a damn what nobody say. Move forward, family. Bowens also addressed Maleah. Okay, I read that. So it's certain things like y'all know I'll be passionate about that Kanika case, but and then I'm very passionate about this. What in the world? That what I say, sis? For real, for real. Okay, so let me see where we at. Okay, Bowen also okay. The surgeries were intended to help an injury heal. So in every other word, they were injuries. Okay, it wasn't like illnesses or anything like that. It was injuries, meaning um, it came from you know abuse. I mean, I ain't gonna cap. I ain't finna sugarcoat it for nobody. I ain't finna sugarcoat it for you to for nobody. Period. Bowens on Tuesday disputed allegations that her daughter was physically abused at their home and gave the account of the injury. Okay. Bowen said she took her daughter to the West Houston Medical Center last July because she was lethargic, but nurses didn't examine her head. Another flag. You take your daughter to the hospital, lady, and they end up not examining her head. That because Brittany, you knew that she had injuries to her head. You did not direct them doctors and nurses to that. That's why they didn't examine it. And also the nurses and the doctors at Houston Medical Center failed Maleah as well. Maybe instead of recording. Okay, that's man. It's so many holes and dents and man, this is crap. Whoa. Okay, so where we at? Um, Family, if it's hard for you guys to read the words, if they're too small, y'all can turn your phones or something to the side, or I can make it. Oh, that's too big. We don't want it that big. Yeah. Hold on. Yeah. Give me a moment. It's big. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Boom. Maybe we can have it that big, so that everybody not that big. I'm gonna make it a little smaller. I like for my family in the chat to be very comfortable. Again, fam, if anybody wants to join this panel, let me know. We make it happen, Captain. Let me make this a little smaller, y'all. Bear with me. All right, that's cool. That's a little better. Black Snowflake, thank you for always supporting this channel. Okay, so let me see. Where we at? Mm-hmm. Bitch, all right. That's that. That's this. Okay. Okay. Weeks later, on July 28th, Maleah fell while she was sitting at the table eating by herself. Get the. Are they serious? Listen, no disrespect to the different races, but I am African American, and listen, who do they think their audience is? Their audience is more African American people. We ain't believing this. You mean to tell me after they okay, so they man, I was finna cuss. So that CPS come in August. They let him back in the home, and then 2 3 months later, Maleah fell while she was sitting at the table eating by herself. First of all, why is she at a table anyway? She should be in somebody's high chair. No cap. We used to eat on the kitchen floor, and ain't nothing wrong with that. Why is she sitting in a regular people chair at a like? Come on, man. That's an accident waiting to happen. For me, y'all, this sentence right here. Weeks later, on July 28th, Maleah fell while she was sitting at the table. Yeah, they wanted an accident to happen. Okay, there's some alibi stuff, y'all. Moving for it. Bowen said when she falls, wait, when she falls, she come around that couch. She had a deep gash in her head. Wait, stop. So you mean to tell me from her falling off the table, she has a deep gash in her head? Did she turn around and freaked out? I mean, it freaked me out. The mama, Bowens is the mama. Um, says Bowen, who again rushed her daughter to West Houston. Doctors discharged Maleah without performing a CT scan. Listen, this is man. Listen, please excuse me for the excitement. First of all, how do you take the baby? Listen, if you're a concerned parent, you know, took the baby to this hospital. What, couple weeks, couple months ago? They ain't do nothing. Then you take her this time. They A CT scan is a very typical test. Ain't no way in crap. You go to the hospital and you tell the people, "Hey, my daughter hit her head," and they not do a CT scan. But if Bowens go and say, "Hey, you know, if she mentions the field that the baby hit her head, yeah, maybe 9 times 10, maybe they're not gonna do a CT scan." The mama is the mama is going down too. And if TK official and any of TKO supporters have anything to do with this, the mama going down to the mother, the dad, the um the grandma, and whoever else. And I guarantee you, it's both of them. It's not just the father, or it's not just the mother. They probably done pillow talked in bed and on some shit like, "Hey man, if we ever, you know, if authorities ever look at us, you know, I'll take the." Think about it. How many men then sat there and told their woman, "Hey, you know, I take a bullet for you," or I do a 10-year stretch for you. I'm almost certain they done pillow talk, and the men say he gonna take the fall. Period. Because how do you wake up off conscious? You walk to the hospital, okay? And I ain't even gonna cap. They gave us the that they told us where he was at on the interstate, and they gave us the name of the hospital. So I will Google the link. But I'm gonna tell y'all, he didn't walk to no hospital. He was dropped off at the hospital by the Bowens bitch. Excuse my language, family. Because when there's kids involved, the gloves is off. Okay, period. Period. If she had a deep gash in her head, this is come on, man. She had a deep gash in her head. They take her to the hospital and she didn't get the CT scan. A, Bowens didn't tell doctors and nurses that she had her head, and B, they had the gash. They hid it from the doctors. And let me tell you something about Houston hospital. Y'all ain't shit. Y'all ain't shit. Okay, move forward. Doctors discharged Maleah without performing a CT scan. Now, West Houston is they go to. I'm going to do some research on West Houston Hospital too. Okay, and I bet it's probably like a negative 2-star hotel type shit. Um, hold on, fam. Give me a moment. Let me share this. Let me share this live. And then I'm following the chat too, y'all can see everything y'all talking about. Let's see, Black Snowface say, what in the world? Shaking my head, no problem. I'm so sick of these trifling. You laying your tackhead ass down on your back and your shit beat in. Then now when it's time for a baby, y'all wanna beat the baby up. Like motherfuckers got gonna be under the system, no cap. So hold on, let me share this real quick on my phone so I can get back to the chat. I'm so upset. This stuff is irritating me low key. Okay, share. Boom. Boom. Okay, I'm gonna share it into Facebook right now. Paste. All right, move forward, fam. Uh, okay, yeah. So again, for anybody new just coming in, if the baby had the deep gash on her head, they A hid it, and or B never even mentioned it to the nurse or the doctor that she had the gas, making me feel like they got some type of connect at this hospital, or the hospital is just not a good hospital, and there's a lot of hospitals like it. Okay. 5 days later, in early August, Maleah suffered a seizure. Bowen says, sobbing. Maleah was taken to the children's hospital. Now check it out. Another red flag. Now, when I say red flag, I can back my stuff up. I'm finna back it up. So the baby suffered a seizure. Now, my wife has seizures. Ain't nothing to play with. You can survive them, but sometimes people don't survive them. Now, when the baby had the seizure, they have to call the authorities or paramedics, and this was out of their hands. When they by them taking the baby to the children's hospital, I bet you they wanted. I'm sorry. I apologize, y'all. I bet they wanted this kid to go to janky West Houston, but it was the paramedics called to go to the children's hospital. Now, I did not actually make that bigger. They did a CT scan. Now, how all of a sudden, check me out, y'all. If 5 days earlier she got the gash on her head or whatever, she didn't get the CT scan in. She have a seizure, then she get a CT scan. Come on, man. It's like we were reading the article backwards. Okay. So they did a CT scan, okay, and then that's when they told me they were bleeding on the left hand. Wait, second. 5 days later, in early August, Maleah suffered a seizure. Bowen said, the trifling ass mama said, sobbing, Maleah was taken to a hot. Wait a minute, boy, this is cat, man. Let me open. Let me make sure my chat. I can see what y'all saying, fam. Again, we're the family that's just coming in. If you guys wanna join the panel, just go ahead and drop your email, and I'll get y'all up in here. Okay, so they did CT scan, and that's when they told me they were bleeding. That's when they told me there was bleeding on the left hand side of her brain. Think about it. God knows how long this baby was bleeding in her brain. This is just sad, man. It's sad. She said, at this point, it's a life and death situation. The trifling ass mama knew long ago that it was a life and death situation. She didn't. You come straight out at the beginning of this article, blame it on the stepfather. But when you read the article, all I see is the mama making mistakes. Period. I ain't gonna cap. I ain't gonna sugarcoat it. None of that. All right. So doctors operated on Maleah. She said a few days later, officials with Child Protective Services arrived at her home, and Bowen said, now listen. Days later, child CPS shows up again, but they were not called from West Houston. I will be doing a video specifically on the Maleah Davis case, uh, with including the West Houston Hospital. The West Houston Hospital needs to be looked in. If there's any supporters that reside in Houston and is close to West Houston and can give me a video of West Houston, that would be perfect. Contact me via email. All right. Again, share this video. Share as you come in. This is also an open panel. Send me any and everything to tdknox18@gmail.com. Now move forward. Let's see. Okay. But that month, wait, I feel like I passed. Uh, Give me a moment, y'all. I don't wanna. She failed. She come around the camera. Okay, we passed that. It didn't punish me because we're not those. Okay. Give me a moment, family. I'm gonna go use the restroom. I will be right back. Okay. Oh man.
Bring it on.
All right, fam, I am back. I'm back. Sorry it took me so long. Let me um, make sure everything is straight, and we are going to continue. If you are new to the chat, share it, share it, share it, share it, share it. Thanks for being patient and waiting. Okay, so I'm going to present the screen back to where it was. See. Right. Let's present it to everybody. Okay. Make sure I ain't echoing. That like I was. Hold on, y'all. I am echoing. If I continue to echo, let me know and I will adjust. Okay, so back to the article. So, I want to make sure I didn't skip anything. Okay. All right. So I made the statement about the Child Protective Service. In this situation, they're extremely late. Okay, so move forward. They didn't find anything because um, we're not those kinds of people, she said. So still, she's defending herself. She's defending her husband. She's not. First of all, again, for the people just coming in, for the family that's already in here, let's be clear: the victims are the kids. Period. Point blank. The kids that was abused, the kids that wasn't. Those are the victims. Period. Not her and her husband, or her and her dude, or whatever. And it seems like in within this whole entire article, that's am I echoing? But what am I echoing? Am I echoing? Thank you. All right, so move forward. It says doctors operated. Oh, okay. Then it read go. The article goes on to say, but that month, Child Protective Service placed Maleah and her two brothers with relatives. Now, if anybody are, if you're not aware of how Child Protective Services work, when they remove the child, first thing first, the child is placed with relatives. As long as the relatives, don't aren't felons or they don't have any cases that involve kids or anything like that. They look at relatives. Moving forward. Oh, also understand Maleah wasn't the only person who was. I mean, Maleah wasn't the only child that was placed um, with the relatives. Her two brothers were as well. Now, an arraignment was that continued until the judge ordered them return home in February. Now, again, for me, that's too soon. For injuries that were severe as they were, even if the injuries weren't that severe, it Bowens, which is the mother, she was taking Maleah to the hospital too often. Okay, Maleah was in the hospital within, three times within weeks. So it's just way too many red flags. And CPS CPS needs to do better. I'm saying that to say this: they go into people homes and they take kids out of homes that they shouldn't. Let me give you an example, and this is a true story. CPS came into a person home I know and took teenagers. And when I say teenagers, not 12, 13, 14, I'm talking 17 and 16. That's damn near an adult, okay? Why would they be focusing their time on something so small like that? And when I say small, of kids that's going to be adults, when there's children like Maleah and her brothers that need help, okay? They should not, they shouldn't be in this moment, this very day, 2019, they should still be out the home, okay? So moving forward, but that mom, child protective service placed Maleah. Okay, we read that. Now police. Continue judge order. Okay. Now police are on the hunt for the trio of suspects. Vince described. They reported a blue pickup and a young child. Now, when we get a little further down into the article, Vince also had a blue shirt on. Now, I was just talking about a couple minutes ago. I was talking about the convenience of someone just sitting making up a story.
Are you talking about me?
Huh?
Are you talking about me?
What you talking about, Mama? I'm talking about this article.
Mm. You did that.
So, and what I mean by that, a convenience of if I'm sitting and I'm getting questioned by authority, and I'm making things up as I go, and they ask me a question. So, what color was the car?
Fuck.
Hey, I'm going to continue this tomorrow. Please excuse me. I was going to finish today, but I can't do it. I have family that's in the garage now, things like that. So thank you guys for coming along and hanging out. Um, I am going to drop a small little snippet, and the next in the snippet is going to be more detailed and so on and so forth in a minute. And again, my apologies.